Hey everyone, it's Michelle Fawcett, the Dreaming Dilettante, coming out to you with another video. This is a cute little fall card that I made. This is actually, every year we host Thanksgiving for both sides of the family, and this particular card is going to be this year's invitations. I always like to send out invitations to everyone. I think I don't really scrapbook as much anymore. Actually, I don't scrapbook anymore, but I think it's the old scrapbooker in me liking to have something to coordinate with pictures and that sort of thing. But I also think it makes it just a little bit nicer, a little bit more special to get a nice invitation in the mail for the dinner. This is a super, super simple card to make. So this would even be perfect if you have a fall birthday that you wanted to give somebody a card for or anything like that. This is a really fun, simple card to make, and I'm going to show you how to make it right now. This envelope that you're seeing is actually some of our paper from last year's holiday catalog. This is the fall paper, and I forget I forget the name of the paper, but I just wanted to show you how you can use some of your paper, existing paper that you have, to make a nice coordinating envelope to go with it. But today we're going to be focusing on making the card. So what you're going to need is this is the Sheltering Tree stamp set. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous stamp set. You can do so much with it. You can do fall cards. You can do winter cards. It has little snowflakes in it, so if you're thinking about your Christmas cards, you can do Christmas cards with this really easily. Friendship cards here. It says, "Friendship is a sheltering tree. You warm my heart. Thankful for you. Thinking of you." So you could use this whole stamp set to make this card. What I did was I also made on the inside, because I'm using this as our invitations, is I stamped inside using our old last year's holiday invitation stamp set, because it has the where, when, RSVP, and that's what I used just to stamp on the inside. But if you're doing this just as a card, or you could just handwrite on the inside, but I'll show you how I did this cool little falling leaf motif around it. All right. So in addition to the Sheltering stamp set, you're going to need, what I used, is crushed curry, Tip Top Taupe, and Tangelo Twist. So that's what I used for the tree and the interior designs and everything. Then you're going to need 2 pieces of your Whisper White cardstock, and they measure 3 3/4 by 5 inches. A piece of, I believe this is, no, I don't think it's Pear Pizzazz. I'll have to check the actual name for this. I have my paper like all mixed together. I'm not sure which one this is. It might be Pear Pizzazz, but I'll double check. It'll all be in the blog post. And what I did, actually, let me show you now that I have that out. Because I was making these as invitations, I alternated into different colors. So there's quite a few colors that can work. I'll take these out so you can see. So this is the one we're doing. And then I alternated with this color here. So I did green, orange, and the white. So you can really use any of, like I would say anything pretty much from our Regals collection would work for this. So here we have what I think is Pear Pizzazz, or it might be Old Olive. I'll let you know. 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. You need 1 piece of that. And then this, I believe, is Cherry Cobbler, and this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And basically, again, you guys know I did another tutorial where I talked about making the card bases and just using 1 sheet of paper to make 2 cards. So I'm big on that, and then you can use whatever papers you have cut down to size to embellish the center. Okay, let's get started with the stamping, because this is, I think this is one of my favorite stamp sets to stamp so far. And I apologize, I know you're not really going to be able to see that Whisper White on there. It really is a lot of fun to stamp. I think it's because it's so simple, but yet it packs such a punch with all the vibrant colors, and I love fall. Fall is one of my favorite seasons, and to me, this stamp set just screams fall. And one of the other things that I did, and don't mind my dirty stamp, it happens when you lay it in your StazOn. So one of the other things I did here, and I'll show you, I alternated the decorations. So you see here it has, this one has the swing, this one has the rake, and then I have the one here with the bicycle. And I think that was it. I think that I did the rake again. Yeah, and then the rake again. So again, you can really kind of personalize these and just change them up a little bit, which makes it fun. Okay, so what I did first is I took out of the Sheltering Tree stamp set the tree stamp, my Tip Top Taupe, and the bigger stamps, it's good to ink up like this. Just, you can kind of see a little bit better, and you know you're getting everything. And then, if you look at the card, now you can do it a couple different ways. So you can do the bottom first, or you can kind of eyeball where you're going to put the tree. I'm going to eyeball where I put the tree because I like to live dangerously. You don't want to rock the stamp, just press straight down, straight up. You'll get a perfect image. Then I take the little, in the stamp set, this little swoosh is what makes the ground image here that you have at the bottom. So I take that, and I take my ink pad. Now I was using, this is, what block is this? D block. And I'm mainly using it because then I don't have to take the tree off to show you how I'm doing it. But I also found that even just putting it on like this, you got a nice image from it. So I was doing it this way when I was making them myself. Okay. And then you don't have to be perfect, so don't be scared about where you're going to stamp it. Just look and kind of push it down there. I'm going to clean off the stamp. And then I'm going to go and do my crushed curry. And this is so forgiving because even if you miss a spot inking it up or whatever, it just adds to the uniqueness and the character of the stamp set. I think that's the other reason I love it. It's almost like you can't do it wrong. I mean, I'm sure if you could, I could find a way, but you really can't. And then I found I liked the look of putting the Tangelo twist over so you don't see so much of the taupe. And the orange kind of took over a little bit there. So that was a look that I liked. Okay, so after you do that, I'm going to clean off both of my stamps now, because now I need to switch to the bigger one to do the leaves. So I'm going to take the leaf stamp here, put that on your block. And you can see I am not precise at all when I put these down. And this is, I'm inking this up with the crushed curry again. And that's the other nice thing. I mean, you're using 3 stamp sets. So you're not, or 3 ink pads rather. So you're not, you know, you don't need, you can, pretty much everyone has colors you can work with this if you've been stamping. But even if you're going to invest, you don't have to buy a ton of them to get yourself started. So there's the crushed curry. And again, very forgiving. You could even add a little real red to this, or maybe even the cherry cobbler if you wanted to add it to it and give it a little punch. If you wanted to add a third color to the tree. Okay, and look at that. Now you have a perfect fall tree. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I think for variety, I'm going to show, because you guys saw this stamp set. And as I said, or this stamp rather that I used, the Give Thanks, was from the Holiday Invitation stamp set. But in the interest of showing you something that if you wanted to purchase all the things now, you could. I'm going to use one of the sentiments from the Sheltering Tree stamp set here, so you can see what I'm talking about. So I think I'm going to do Thinking of You. So now I just have a nice generic fall card. But you could do Thankful for You. That would be a nice one for if you're doing something for Thanksgiving. And I stamped the sentiment again in the Tip Top Taupe. But I think with this card, even the cherry cobbler would be real nice because that would match the card base. Okay. thinking of you. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount that to the base of my card here. Or, I'm sorry, to the green that I have here that I believe is Pear Pizzazz, but we'll find out for you guys. Okay. I'm going to put that on here. Just trying to eyeball it and center it a little bit. Okay, then that's going to get mounted onto the cherry cobbler. And see, you've got a really quick, easy card. I mean, you could even do a winter version of this, which I might try to come up with and do a tutorial for you guys to share a Christmas version of this if you were interested. Now, for the inside piece, you could just mount your Whisper White and then leave it as a generic, but I'm going to show you how I did this kind of cool fallen leaf thing. Like, to me it looks like a leaf pile, and then the information surrounded in the center. So I'm going to show you how I did that. And I took, you want to take your big block again. Or, I'm sorry, not the big block. Not the big block. Yes, the big block. I was going back and forth. I was trying to remember, so I tried it out. And you want to pull the leaves back out. Now, I suppose it would make more sense to do this at the same time you're doing the other one. If you want to be, you know, make sense about things, you could do it that way. So then what I did was you want to have a piece of scrap paper down and then off the card so I'm not completely on. And then I just went around. And this is another one, like I said, you really can't do this wrong. See? And then, pulled open the Tangelo twist. Crank that up. And this one, because it was, you know, it's a darker color and I wanted some of the yellow to show through, I didn't ink it up each time. And there you have it. So now you have a little spot here you can write or stamp another sentiment if you wanted to add it. Otherwise, you have a fun little spot here where you can handwrite your message to somebody or an invitation or whatever you wanted to do. And then this goes right on the inside. And there you go. You have a fun little fall card all set up here. These are the two of them together. If you wanted to stamp, like I said, I put a bicycle here. You can leave it without if you wanted. You could do the rake because they have a lot of cute. Let me show you the stamp set here. The swing and the rake. So you can decorate your tree however you see fit. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Any questions or if you need any of the materials or you'd like to get any of the materials, you can click in the description below, check out my blog, and all the information that you need is there. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.